Hello, my name is Adam Cruz, and the topic that I chose to research about is how social media has affected sports journalism. The reason that I chose this topic is because I love sports, I love engaging in sports talk, researching players and teams, and just essentially understanding how social media has impacted the sports realm and sports journalism as a whole. The three main points that I'm going to talk about today are professionalism, quantity and quality, and athlete driven media. So to kick it off, my first article is provided by Sarah Reed, which is titled American Sports Writers' Social Media Use and Its Influence on Professionalism, where this study essentially took a vast amount of journalism practice studies and tried to figure out how social media's influence has impacted the journalism practice and complicating the definition of professionalism. Professionalism should be about generating stories that meet community and organizational needs, verifying sources to make sure that they're accurate and truthful, gatekeeping, so filtering the information to the public, and impartiality, which is not being prejudiced towards or against any side. This is where the journalist must rise above their own personal perspective to deliver comprehensive and authoritative coverage of news. Social media now poses a potential threat to professionalism because the degree and kind of participation allowed in online spaces challenges news organizations to reassess their established boundaries. Social media does, however, embody gathering and communication instead of just disseminating, so distributing it widely and spreading the news to the public, which may threaten journalistic standards. So here you have social media, which can be brutally honest, people can post whatever they like, and then you have the professionals who have rules and obligations and can't really do everything that they want to do that social media allows. This is where age brings massive difference into the idea. Millennials and younger people have put social media as a huge perspective, not only in just sports journalism, but in careers all across the map. That's why professionalism takes a hit now because social media is so widely used. Journalists are losing the connection with their audience due to Twitter and Facebook, which allow anyone to be a journalist, which brings me to the issue of quantity and quality. David Petty wrote an article called How Social Media is Destroying the News. In 2015 to 2016, 62% of individuals received their news via social media, which by now is, of course, probably higher. Google and Facebook accounted for 75% of all digital ad dollars. New York Times said they made 85 cents for every dollar, and the trend accelerated, not moderated, leaving all publishers to fight over 15 cents. The article states that news businesses can't afford to ignore platforms like Facebook and Twitter. The algorithm that powers those networks incentivizes journalists to tilt more toward conflict, emotion, and sensationalism, which is using exciting and shocking stories or language at the expense of accuracy, which is risking the reputation of the brand. Journalists are now using a different approach because their stories aren't getting heard, and they want to push these conflicts and emotions and sensationalism on the public so that their word can be heard rather than this huge quantity of other people who are posting their own blogs and stories. And this is why this dynamic can wreak havoc on the journalism politics, because eyewitnesses can tweet pictures from scenes where professional journalists are not always present. People who are victims of oppressive regimes can publish text, videos, and photos from the world's conflict zones instantaneously, bearing witness as citizen journalists and allowing the masses to see and consume history unfiltered. The quality described in these articles with journalism is astonishing. Due to the quantity and masses of journalism reports and ideas, we as a society receive news from all over the place 24/7. We used to have to wait 24 hours to hear a story, but now we receive it instantly from multiple sources, not knowing the truth behind it until later. So in the past, journalists used to gather, sort, and then report. Now they gather, report, and then sort. Or as in today's age, they tweet, blog, and then write a story. This is why athletes have now taken it upon themselves to remove the reporters from the scenes. You've got so much quantity of people posting that now we can't even trust the quality of it because we don't even know if it's true or not. Which brings me to my last source, which was by Jasneel Chadha, which is about the new face of sports media. And this traces the history, importance, key players, predictions, statistics, conclusions, and implications of athlete-driven media and its companies. This year in 2019, the sports industry is projected to reach $73.5 billion. The four main online sources that are provided by athletes are: one, the Players Tribune, which was started by Derek Jeter, star baseball player of the New York Yankees, who is now retired, but provides stories in first person with daily conversations, podcasts, videos, and player polls. You've got Uninterrupted, which is created by LeBron James, star basketball player for the Los Angeles Lakers, which gives a behind-the-scenes look on athletes with short video clips from their phones, documentaries, video content, and entertainment. Then you have ACE, which is the Athlete Content and Entertainment Media, which was created by the NFL Players Association, which gives a sports lifestyle content across all genres and platforms of the sports industry. Lastly, you have Unscripted, which was created by Andre Agassi, professional tennis player, Nike executives Brent Scrimshaw and Ben Crow, and BuzzFeed CRO Andy Weedlin, which are unfiltered articles from athletes through videos that show real sides of athletes and an inside look into their lives. So essentially, you've got the issues of professionalism. You've got issues with accuracy, you have issues with your quality and your quantity, which now you have athletes who are providing their own articles and their own sources where they can engage with athletes on themselves. It's sad, but you're starting to see journalism diminish as the years move forward due to social media rising. And I will talk more about this in my research paper. But thank you so much for listening. Goodbye.